Right, my Mpingo, we've seen the school. You are a farmer, you also have a school. Can you tell us what motivated you kuti mutange a school kuno iri a boarding facility?
Okay. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure, hosting you.
This is
your second home.
Yes, that's what we were talking.
Remember, I lost my son, my only son. So now you have my two sons. So I've inherited you by proxy.
Yes, yes, and we feel it.
There you are. You're sleeping in Tafadzwa's bedroom. So yeah. So what happened was in 2010, I think Tyrannus my fun park. So the fun park in Gavanda applied a fun park license. Vanda wana place here kuitira fun park pa announce pa Railton Yazura. It's a railways building. It used to be a sports club or something. So railways just let it run down. So they said I could use it for a fun park. So fun park wango yana TV yako vanona 2010 World Cup in a place where you would put TV. And that time my TVs are very few. So I managed to put that, and then it was a small community then. So I started, every day we would play the TV and they would come and do my fun park. Then fire because you were also given a liquor license, so you could sell liquor. So patrons are every day buyer, and then that's when my husband said, "Why do you get a liquor license so that you won't have problems with the authorities? Because if you want to continue and they find you sell liquor, the World Cup yapera, a problem." So I applied for the liquor license and I got it, and then I went to railways in Kapiwa lease agreement, and then the lease was stated that because a lot of things had been run down, there were no windows, there were no toilets, some of the toilet seats were broken, the shower rooms were derelict. So we said, okay, in lieu of rentals, I think they charged me $300 per month. You'll be fixing things. I think I fixed things, worth almost $2,000 or in excess. And it meant I had to go for more than 6 months without paying rent. So fast forward, around 2011, we were now very, very successful, and we were taking some meat from here, the pork, the beef, and we were one of these stores. I mean, these shops. The shops, yeah. I remember in 2011 when Kapupi's music was very popular.
Yes.
And then Stana also. Akauya and Akaridza on the 22nd of December, which was my son's birthday, the late Tafadzwa. Akaba Aridzao on that day, and I remember paying him $800. It came out from the fans who were waiting for him. And that time I think he came around 2 a.m. from Harare. And vanhu gate charges, and we hosted him on the 22nd, and 4 days later on the 26th we hosted Kapupi. It was the largest ever gathering in Yazura. I don't know if they've had any other gathering like that one from that time. So when we did that, after that, some events that were happening, I think that time I had started going to Bible school. I was now practicing as a pastor. And then the way Fiema prophets and apostles had just come, and Amakandiwa, they were just coming out, and now Prophet Udbet Angel, they were now establishing churches in Harare. So the wave just caught up with us. So I had to attend one or two. Prophet Makandiwa, unfortunately, I think maybe times it didn't, go very well with me. I'm someone who is very strict on time. So and it delays, I just get put off. So I ended up attending Inonzi New Life Covenant Church at Bishop Tudo Bismarck. Then somewhere along the line, we are because we are a transit. Nyazura is a transit. A lot of kids were coming, doing prostitution in the night, and then during the day, some underage girls were selling apples by the roadside, the highway, either Rambinda Road or Mutare Road.
Yeah.
So I would see them now Bawa. So dzimwe nguva ndisingatengesi imomo, but dzimwe nguva nokutaurira kuti chikafu chapera kana kuti doro rapera. And that time Zesa was a problem again. But kunokumba tine line iri different from yemunyazura. So we would have the Zesa. So I would be sending maybe the cold drinks to the bar from here. So she can go on underage girls, and I would ask him, "Oh, but I saw you last year on Gosta Green. Why are you not at school?" My parents vakabuda basa pamafarms apa, saka vakazoenda unotsvaga kwakati, saka iye zvinezvi kana kuti mai vakabudiswa basa kana kuti they've relocated or vashaya baba namai vakaenda kuSouth Africa, ina handisina wekundidzidzisa, mbuya vati handina mari. And those children, they touched my heart. And that was the time when I was practicing chipastor. So ndikati komana ndoita chipastor nevasikana vari kutoya vachindikumbira makondomu and very underage. I felt so bad. So one day I just decided, it was a Friday, I told my husband, I said, and from Monday I'll be operating a school from that club. He said, a school? I said, yes. And I ignored him. Then I knew he was going back to Harare. So I just went ahead. On the Sunday, I called him. Empty, and you give me the empty so that I just take them to Net Brew. I sell them and I recover some of the money. On the Monday, I was calling kids for school. So because my husband was a bit resistant, I think I operated for about 3 months without him knowing kuti ndikuita chikoro pa club. So that's how it started. I actually wanted to rescue the girl child out of the streets and make them, have a better life. I'm glad. I think I might have proceeded to do that because I think around 2012 or 20, we had more than 100 kids. And some of them have graduated to be soldiers, some are in the prison services, some have graduated with degrees from what is the college? What is the Midland State University? Yeah. One is an accountant from that. So I'm glad at least Takambo Famba.
You tried. You did
yes,
your best.
Yes, we tried. Then I think around when there was Cyclone, he died. I think it was around just before COVID, 2018, 2019. When Cyclone Idai struck, the kitchen that you saw, those round huts, they were blown out. Nemfura. So when the people came, the district, the district team, different ministries, they came and they found the roof gone. And they found in 100 people. Some were sleeping on the floors. Those and everything. They found them sleeping on the floors. And some of them, the floors, I hadn't put, I hadn't floored them, and I told dust. So we would spray mvura before we sweep. So we could cancel. They sent me to the cleaners. They sent me to court, and they said close the school. So I had lost my husband. I didn't even mourn as much as I did when I cancelled people closed the school. It hurt me so bad. So bad, I don't even want to go there. But 2 years down the line, I went back to council and I said, let's sit down. Can we regularize? And can you come back and maybe inspect and tell us where we can improve so that at least we can afford those children an education? That's when they came back and they managed to ask us to redo the floors, redo the roof, and make it go up because the windows, they thought were small and the ventilation was inadequate. So we had to redo and revamp all the place, and plastering some of the buildings, we hadn't plastered them. So until maybe around 2020, 2022. 2021, I think that's when I went back to council. And then I think 2022, that's when I started with my renovations, and then we were finished. Then 2022, we tried to open, but we didn't get any kids. To reopen, we didn't get any kids. I think it was of the bad publicity and the fact that the council had gone.
There was publicity to the school.
To the closure.
Yeah, to the closure.
When they closed the school, I think because it was a community school, I think some people with their loose mouths, they said, shut off our watch call, and you know, for you to regain Vana, it was a struggle. So
we are still operating at the same place.
No, we're now here.
You are now
here. I had built all those buildings. I sold 68 of my Mombes and 85 of my Mbudzis. And our Jeep went for 3 years on continuous hire to run that school because 30, remember I'm saying I was taking these orphaned and vulnerable children, and most of them were not paying fees. So I would educate them. I've got the sewing machines and the knitting machines here. Would sew jerseys for them, sew uniforms for them, give them uniforms, until a stage whereby initially we had 70% not paying and 30% paying.
So my Mpingo, the school that was closed, is it the one that we saw, or is
it's the one that you saw?
Okay,
that was closed down.
So,
no, that side. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention. We failed to pay rent because I was now doing it as a philanthropy, and those kids were not paying rent. They were not paying school fees. So I failed to pay rent, and then they asked us to leave.
To leave. Okay.
So we came and we were educating them on these buildings. The kids were in this round hut. They would sleep on one side. And then their bedding will be on the other side. I mean, bedding will be on the left, and the classroom will be on the left. And then somewhere in this round hut, somewhere in the barns, we used to have tobacco barns there. And then some will be in that. So you'll be Form 1, 2, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4.
Okay. So the school that we saw down there is it was closed at one point because of the challenge that you mentioned.
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about you being a farmer, my Mpingo, and selling 68 beasts and 85 goats. Is it? What made you then decide that I want to sell this very large head to start to fund the school?
Initially, I didn't intend to do that. When the late Mr. Dondo of what do you call this castle? This what do you call it? I think I've forgotten the name. But Dondo aita zvema hiring of cars. So I remember the name anyway when we were going. When he took over the Jeep, at times they would they won't get munhu ari renter out the car that kana kuti voita mafunds problems because the small businesses then.
So you had a Jeep car?
I had a Jeep. I inherited a Jeep from my husband, from my late husband when he passed on. We had a Jeep, we had an Isuzu, we had a Toyota, a single cab, which was repossessed by
the bank.
By the bank. No, by the government when he passed on. And the twin cab, the Toyota twin cab, which was also repossessed because it was they were still government vehicles. But the Jeep I was asked to keep
by the government.
Yes. And then the Isuzu, we had already, normally the senior officers they are given a car.
After some
yes,
time,
they buy it off.
You buy it off.
So we had bought off that. So I had kept those two. So while I was waiting for the mileage to go on the Jeep, I couldn't just leave it like that. I needed money.
You needed money.
So Mr. Dondo was taking of
Impala car rentals. Yeah,
yes.
Okay.
So he was taking the Jeep. He took it for 3 years continuous hire, and he would give me $3,000 per month every month to hire the Jeep. Those are some of the expenses that I used to in terms of paying labor and paying for the food for those 100 kids. And initially 30% were paying fees and 70% were free. And then I think by the time they closed us, 30% were no longer were the ones who needed me to pay, and 70% were paying. So at least you know, things were now beginning to improve when they closed us down. So that's how I would maintain the cows. It's not like I sold them on the same day. I would like go there. We need window frames. We would go there. We need some cement now. We go, we sell 4 or 5. I remember one day I asked Sare to come here, and I think we wanted the roofing sheets and the window panes and the door frames. They took 21 Mombes here. I gave them 21. I gave them, and the car actually slept here. Their lorry yakarara panapa, and vayatorara ikabva yatonzi inomukira kuseni ichiloda because mombe yakawana dzaenda kumafuro. And when it started loading, I didn't feel anything. Then when they drove away that day, I didn't feel anything. That night, after they drove off, didn't I cry? Daddy, why didn't you leave me? Why did you leave me to sell all these? Say, as if God was there to say, let me restrain you. I felt so bad. Something, I didn't sleep on that day. I think I went for depression for a week. But at least I was happy because I saw the progress. Because all of them were staying here. Some were now even sleeping in my sitting room. Vawandisa panapa. Vamwachirara munomu machair mama brekwa hapana chatina brekwa. That I saw that, you know, I Mitsubishi, it was a green one before. They kodobora zvino zvese hapana chavasina kukodobora. So at least I wanted them out of this place kuti vaende uku, so that I just maintain a bit of privacy in this place. But anyway, we managed to build a school for them, and they would stay there. So it was gratifying for me to note kuti pane vamwe. And I remember there's a family in Tandi there. I think I educated 6 of their kids. Apostle. I can't mention the name because I think it's not professional. But I'm saying, they still think I'm their parent. Because, you know, educating 6 of their kids, kubaku uniform, kuma book, ku food. Form 6. Saka you keep them here for 6 years. It's not a joke. So at least ndinofara because ndinatsoona kuti vana ivava havasima streets, and I see them working. Vari kuvamshanda, vamwe vari kubhuruwayo, vamwe vari kupi. So ndichingotaura navo, so I feel happy. I feel just, you know, content kuti I've done something for humanity.
Satisfied.
Yes.
So, but how has been the school business going? Yes, you were running it on a philanthropy kind of like business, but I think now there's a shift.
Yeah, there's a shift. This time around, I think we're paying fees for about 1 or 2 people, but the rest are paying fees for themselves. So the shift is there, but because of the bad publicity, it will take time for the tag to go. And also, secondly, we haven't really built a state-of-the-art. So remember, I said we just refurbished the old buildings that we had. So times have moved. So once we put up maybe a structure, somewhere along the line we developed, I sold a few shares, and some board members came on board. We thought they were going to yield, it was going to yield much, but it looks like we haven't gotten any traction as yet. Maybe it's because of the economic situation, but some of them are out of the country. But I think funds are just not, coming through, especially for the past 2 years. Nothing much has been happening, not even probably even a single cent, such that we even falter on salaries and the like. So what we just, need maybe is a boost, financial boost. And I thought education is it's not an investment that you expect return on investment there and then. So it takes time. So what I did was, I said, let me not even concentrate much on the school. let me concentrate on something that's going to give me income to also build the school. So that's when I said, let me go and stay on the farm and try to do projects here. I know when these fruit trees are now fruiting, we've got more than 4,000 fruit trees. When the fruit trees are fruiting and they are now selling, they are, mature enough. And also the piggery project, we just pray that at least we get enough stock feed for them and the layers and everything. So if projects around this place get to be, fruitful, I'm sure we can be able to build the school and, also fare well. But we are also happy because we've been now registered as a school with the ministry. So that's also a plus. So it resulted in us getting just a few number of children last year, and we were happy with the intake. I mean, this year, the Form 1s. So we were happy, and we are just praying the trajectory continues to to increase with time.
Mampingo, you traded your livestock not on one go but in different batches. So far, is that paid off, or the investment that you have put in the school, do you think that has paid off?
No, I'm still in a loss. But one thing I know is, if God gave us 100 kids when the structures were that derelict, what will make that same God not give us kids now? So that's the confidence that I have, that the same God that I worshipped then is the same God that I'm worshipping now. And maybe you are teaching me something through the years. That's why the kids are not yet coming. So I take it as a lesson that I have to learn, and it's a bitter pill to swallow, but I have to accept it's not me who gives the kids. It's God who will make us prosper. So we are still, clinging on to Him, and still hopeful that one day the doors will open, and there is some light that has already come through when we got this intake for this year. So we are still hopeful. He's still on the throne. He's still taking care of business, and He'll still give us the kids.
Mampingo, I like the fact that you were honest from the very start that it's not that lucrative, to the point that at times you falter on salaries. How do you motivate staff to keep on going with limited resources?
We try, but probably our try is not good enough. But I've since learned that along the way, in our trying, at times God will give us some of these discomforts so that we get rid of those who are not supposed to go the journey with us. So at times I don't even, and I don't sulk, because kamwe kakushayira kacho unotoshaya kuti saka maparents ari kuedza kuita sei, wotoona kuti handifunga kuti vari kuzviitisa. There is something maybe kana kuti pane mumwe munhu. And then I've noticed that at times when we lose these employees, azoenda ndopaunozonzwa vana vakupa history yekuti hatisingadaiti. What it's a way God is using of getting rid of what He doesn't want. Because that project, I've always told people, that's not my project. I don't even know what has pushed me. I'm not a teacher at heart. I'm not at heart. I'm not a teacher by training. I'm a nurse. But I'm saying I'm a lover of children. And God just gave me 2 and took away 1. Maybe it was for a reason, because He knew if I was going to give me 10, I wouldn't be able to take those children off the streets and give them a decent education. So with that, I always say it's probably God's way of teaching me how to behave or how to handle whenever kana vazowanda. So I take it as a step that God is working towards maybe greater things. He's pruning us. He's redirecting us, so that when the glory comes, not hatisisu asindiwo chete.
Amen. And one thing I liked about this episode, I didn't know that you went to Bible school.
Oh, I'm a pastor.
You didn't tell me the last time.
Oh, you didn't ask. You didn't ask.
So my Mpingo, you have a farm here, and the school is down the farm, Kumberu, Kokoko. The project that you do here, you have rabbits, you have poultry projects, a piggery project. Is there a link, a correlation between what you're doing at the farm and what the kids at the school do? Do they visit? Do they take notes from the farming activities going on the farm?
One thing you should know is we are a school like no other. Because there are schools that will take you and say they'll just do academics. But with us, like tomorrow we are having this field day. We take those kids out of that school and say, come and learn. So they are learning things, and they are also, because kids learn by seeing adults doing. So those kids, if they see masawa anogadzirwa mangwana nazoro, they will learn to do those things to say, I can have income generating. We have sent some of these kids who have been here since Form 1. We have sent them for rabbit training. We have sent them for layer training, from broiler training. We have sent them for rabbit training. We have trained them in mushroom cultivation. So it's those life skills that we were trained in. I got educated in a school in the F2. Ainzi my F2 aigadzirwa tarisirwa panza ainzi grade 8, grade 9, grade 10, grade 11. And I went to such a school, but lucky enough pandakatanga Form 1, grade 11 yanga it was phased off. But I'm saying the education system was such that you were doing practicals. Mamwaita fashion and fabrics, metal worky, woodworky, and cookery. So those are the people you'll find even in COVID era. We are the people who survived. Because we learned hand skills. Atina kungodzidziswa kungodzi mabhuku. Chaidzidza kubika todzidza kusona. So if you go kana ukatarisa kana kunana what is called that, inogara yakatsvayo inogara ichitwa Glenview 8. If you ask varizera neni vanotokudza kuti we learned in such schools. And the technical skills are the ones which are making them survive. Out of the offices and everything. They are surviving better. And they're adapting to any change in this environment.
Mpingo, there's one of our viewers, they said that why chimbotitirawo an episode where we of people that started schools. I hope that I've forgotten their name. I hope that they will see this episode. I just want you to take us through the steps for formalizing or registering in school. How cumbersome is that process? Is it an easy thing? Because you were doing it before pre-registration, then you then registered later on. How is that process?
Initially, the process is like this, unless if it has changed. You go with your letter to the responsible council where you operate from. Like in our case, Tagenda Kumakoni RDC, and we wrote kuti tokumbiro kuita establish a school in this area. So they give you a letter of no objection. So you take the letter, you go with it to the provincial education offices. Those are the people who do the registration. So when you are given forms and you they ask you where is the place, they come and they visit. When they visit, they will be seeing is it suitable for you to have a school there. So when they do that, they come and they give you a recommendation letter. They actually send the recommendation letter to the Ministry of Agriculture. So because we are in agricultural land and we didn't buy it because it's leased land under the government. So you have to seek authority from the owners of the land. Yes. So we go there with our lease agreements. They come. There's a percentage that they use on when you are holding land. At least they have to use 10%. So I had 242 hectares because this farm, this plot and the next one was consolidated then. So they had to take 25 hectares of the school. So they invited also the Ministry of Local Government, the Physical Planning Department. They came, they inspected the physical planning, the Ministry of Lands, Ministry of Education from the provincial office. They came and they inspected the place and they wrote a report. The strength of that report was attached to the letter that the CEO had written to say they have no objection to have the school here. So Ministry of Agriculture was in attendance and they wrote a letter, and that letter is the one which was processed. It was sent to head office to say application for establishing and the construction of a school. So you get the letter back to say you have now been given authority to establish and construct a private school. So after that, you are asked to go to this council again and say, if you are going to do this school, they will tell you the procedure of plans to be submitted and everything. So you draw the plans, you send them to the Ministry of Education first, because there is a planning department there. They verify them and they give you they make any amendments, and then they tell you to go back now and end them into the environmental health. So you come back again to the district and invite that provincial officer, planning officer will have put a date stamp there. So you take the stamped plans, you give them to the district environmental health department. So they give you, they also inspect, and they take that plan, you take it and you pay for an inspection fee. When it's when they say it's okay, you take that plan now and you go with it to the council. So the council is the one which is going to give you how much they stand. So they calculate according to the square meter size, the size of the building. They give you and you pay there. So when you pay there, you have stages. They inspect
so
the
you're paying for
changes
plan approval?
Yes.
Okay.
And then you go through the stages like any other building.
Construction?
Yes. Until the final end. So when you are done with the construction and the stages will be there, the council will write and say this is now suitable for certificate of completion or something like that, or suitable for occupation. So you now take that letter, now you get it back to the district office and you say, we have now built, these are the plans, they've been approved, we have built, council and health have said this is now suitable for occupation. And then they take them back to the provincial offices. The provincial officers, they will come again and inspect as well, including the district health team and the council. They come together, they come and they inspect, and then they take the plans and the report and take it back to the head office to recommend, to say this school is now ready for. Unfortunately, the red tape is the one which is cumbersome. I think we applied for ours in 2022 or early 2023. We only got it this last year in 2025. 2025. So it took us about 3 years to get the license. But it's a long process, and it's that's why a lot of people will divert and just start operating, because it takes so much time and so much effort up and down, and I wish it could be decentralized to make it user friendly.
Mpingo, what's the name of the school? I'm
It's,
failing. I'm
Tyrannus.
seeing it, but I can't pronounce
Tyrannus
it. There's a
Academy.
vehicle there branded.
Yes, Tyrannus Academy, or trading as Kilian Mpingo. So initially we called it Potter's Touch. That is what we were trading in from that time. We were at the club there, and when we came here, it was Potter's House. And when Mpingo was still alive, it was still Potter's House when I applied to get the buildings there. Then when he passed on, I asked if we could get the school name changed from Potter's House to Kilian Mpingo in memory of him. Yes. So they agreed, such that by the time the papers to establish and construct a private boarding school came, they were now bearing the name Kilian Mpingo. So it's the Tyrannus was a trade name that we used as a company when those shareholders bought the shares. We formed a company called Tyrannus, and it's got several board members there who bought their shares, and we are the biggest, largest shareholder, and our shares are not negotiable. Those, they can increase theirs, but ours, we don't. You can't displace us because it's on our land, and the license comes in Mavis Mpingo's name because I'm still the responsible authority. It's still on my land.
Mpingo, there's a boarding facility down there, and let's be honest, the number of kids, there are fewer kids.
Yes, very few.
How are you managing to keep the school going? Because I think the more the kids, the better, and the more it makes economic value.
That's why we have to involve people like you. You've got a wide sphere of influence, and we are thinking, I think my generation, I'll turn 60 next year. We are media shy. And I'm sure wherever you've gone, rarely do you find 60-year-olds willing to...
The greys, they don't want to talk to the media.
They don't want to talk to them. We are scared. We think, media is there to just, expose our weaknesses. But I'm happy if you expose my weaknesses, because some people will correct my weaknesses and make me a better person, rather than just leaving me to go as if and break.
Yeah, because I think when we spoke about the school, I think it was over the telephone. Then I asked, are you guys on social media? There's TikTok nowadays. The kids, they see, the big schools, they do everything on. It's not about selling the facility, is not about selling education, but it's selling the lifestyle. What you offer there vis-a-vis what you have at the farm. I think you have a very huge competitive advantage in terms of attracting people to the school. But I hope people that are watching here, one of the days being online.
Don't say. Why do they love me?
So I hope the people that are watching here, the same support that they are giving you, Konemama project. I think people, if you want to, I don't know, when we did those first videos, how was the response?
It was actually mind-blowing. I didn't even know it was going to have such an impact. It's humbling. And everyone is saying millions. I'm also trying to check it.
So I'm hoping the same support that they extended to you when we did those first videos is the same support that they will offer to you in terms of enrolling even their kids. Their kids,
because we promise something beyond just the academic education. Like tomorrow, we are showcasing what we do here. And a lot of people, they say charity because it begins at home. But they also say a prophet is without honor in his own home. So it's contradictory, but you find the uptake of people varikuda kunduona Mpingo mangwana. They've seen the videos, and I think they were also shy to say ndakaona video rega ndizoona. Some are actually saying kuti ndofunga rega ngopfekera nemu occasion kuti ndimoona kuti what is exactly happening, because vachipfura neroad because my shops are tatavaka, they're just seeing grass there and they're thinking Mpingo aparasha vari kuita. Then when they come in here, they say, are you doing all this? And some are even saying it's too much.
But Mpingo, I think you need to, you need to do better with the school. It's a good facility, we've seen it, but let it flourish. Let people know about this school, which is why I encourage you. But anyway, I think this will also
Kundai tried, and people, Kundai Shitima tried. People came through, but kazhinji it was the people who waingoti toda kuzonzwa kana tozodini, they didn't have that punch here where they were serious investors. People came on board, but I think maybe
so what you need now, what you really need is investors.
We need people who are going to, or even if we get our own lines of credit, we can be able to build, you know. So we are hoping maybe with the permanent secretary of agriculture coming through tomorrow, if he, since he's in the corridors of power, maybe he can hear and see our case to say it's because we don't have lines of credit. We're talking of reality on the ground. So if we get, once we get that, are you telling me kuti ndine 126 to my piglets tukatengeswa twese doshidi?
There you have it, Zimbabweans. This was another episode of your favorite show, Mwana Wevu, where we were talking to Mai Mpingu about the school that she has at the farm Manzwa, and she's saying that Parukudoka investment bichana, but what they can do to the kids is amazing, because there's a farm here. They do all sorts of projects. You have seen here videos, and the kids are exposed to all these facilities. Mai Mpingu, thank you so much for your time. I hope calls will come through as they did last time.
Oh yeah. We are just praying, because at times everything is beautiful in God's time. We believe when the time is right, you'll make the people just notice you, even if you are in the shadows.
I will let you go there. There are people that are waiting for you. There's going to be a field day tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yes.
We hope we'll document that and people will see what it feels like to be on a field day. We'll bring you another videos of Mai Mpingu Tyrannus next a field day if we get time tomorrow, because tomorrow will be a very busy day.
You will get time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Enjoy your stay.